Alright, so it's a beautiful day here in Nebraska. It's actually about 45 degrees. So we're going to take the Forester STI clone and go get it washed and get it all cleaned up. So do a quick little walk around right now. Have it running, warming up before we go. Back here a little bit. It is a dirty mess. I don't have it all the way out in the sun, but so one of the other things I'm currently contemplating right now is if I'm going to sell this. So I have need some capital for a business opportunity that I'm looking about getting into. So easiest way to get capital is to sell off one of the toys and see how this is. Well, it's pretty much my daily driver because I love driving it, but it is still a toy. There. Got some water vapor and all that stuff just because it's so cold. It's cooler outside and it's warming up, but a lot of people give me a hard time that they never got to hear me rev it up or anything like that. This has got a turbo XS 3-inch exhaust system. Sorry, I'm stepping on some ice here and everything else. Try to set this up, get the best camera view, do a little rev up for it. Oh yeah. So it's pretty good sounding. I mean, I don't even listen to the radio in it, so it's got a pretty decent radio, so I just like listening to it. But so a couple of the little concerns on the Forester. Nothing major. I mean, mechanically wise, this thing, it's solid. I love this car, but you know, I have it. I've had it for 6 years now. Done almost majority of the work myself. I have sent it out to have certain things done. So, but the STI conversion itself, for instance, that was sent out to All Pro Subaru in Alpharetta, Georgia. So it's got an 05 6-speed manual transmission, the DCCD system. It's got the axles, it's got the Brembos, it's got the steering rack, it's got the subframes from that STI. So it's pretty solid. It still has the original 04 EJ255, putting out 310 all-wheel horsepower, 333 foot-pounds of torque, and it runs solid. I do kind of like that quick ratio 6-speed in here, matched up with that motor. I mean, this thing, it purrs. So mechanically wise, this thing is awesome. The only drawbacks I would say on this vehicle are the fact that Subaru Paint. So this vehicle is now 12 years old and it's starting to show some of its areas of where the weakness on the paint is. Mainly clear coat. So clear coat, flaking. Other than that, the paint for the most part is pretty solid. So and then for a 12-year-old vehicle, it's as expected. There's going to be some dings and stuff like that. So as you can see right there, and then a little bit up here as well for that clear coat issue around the windows. So anytime I would get like a ding or something like that, you know, I would touch it up with the Subaru touch-up paint just to make sure that it's protected. That's what touch-up paint's for. It doesn't make it look like it's brand new. It just wants to protect that underlying metal from rusting. So I do that immediately as soon as I see something wrong. But I can, as you can see here, there's one little door ding there where, as you can see, people have uncaringly just throw their doors open. Got a couple of scratches here, and then I had a sheet of ice when I was living in Tennessee come down on the hood right here. And I took it in, had people look at it, and you know, I got quoted a couple of anything ranging from, depending on where I wanted to go to, anywhere from $15 to $3,000 to fix all the dents, scratches, and repaint the vehicle and all that stuff. I just haven't decided to go that route yet, just for the simple fact that it's a daily driver, and yeah, it's not hurting anything. I still wash it, wax it, clay bar it, detail it, and everything else. So, but, and then there's a bunch of other STI goodies on here. It's got DVA slotted rotors all the way around. You name the model year of STI, chances are it's got some part from it on here, other than the newest ones that don't have anything from a 14 or a 15 on here. But yeah, so there we go. Oh, we'll open up the back. We didn't do that before. So the back, carry a couple of extra blankets, stuff like that. Fire extinguisher. It's got the subwoofer over here. Well, what the speakers that it uses for a subwoofer. And what I just recently did was this right here. Suede Headliner from Lyons Automotive Upholstery here in Omaha, Nebraska. And he did an awesome job. I really like this thing. Granted, extremely expensive. I shouldn't say extremely expensive. If you wanted to spend the money on other stuff, you easily could, but the stock headliner in here was falling down, driving me nuts. And then I went to go and, you know, do it myself. Took it all apart, and then I noticed, you know, oh wait, I have that sunroof right there, which completely works. But this was an 04 Forester STI with leather and a 5-speed. And the sunroof was not an option available in 04. They added that option in 05. So what dealerships would do, what I learned from another guy here once I took the headliner out, what dealerships would do is they would send these out to sunroof and moonroof companies, and they would cut it in and install it and everything else. Now the guy that was looking at mine, the body shop guy, because I was looking at options to remove it, to remove weight and stuff like that, and he said, well, whoever put this one in did an awesome job. So I decided just to end up leaving it. But anyway, so there you go. There's the headliner. Got the Subaru stars back here. Got STI right above the driver, well, right behind the drivers and the passenger seat. The leather interior back here is the stock seats that came in here. And then we'll take you up to the drivers. Coming into the driver's side, you got the black and the gray that came stock on this vehicle. So we just kept that theme going. Black and gray. However, I did have 2010 STI seats in here. So we had that black suede with the red stitching. As you can see, had that over there and in there. So we have AEM gauges in here, monitoring the important stuff. The DCCD system replaced the where the heaters were for the seats. And then you can also see, if I show you a little bit closer, that when they do the interior, they also put the red stitching down the center of the vehicle as well. So just to match up the front seats with the headliner. So there's pretty much the interior of my vehicle, and now it's time to go wash it and get it all cleaned and continue enjoying driving it while I decide whether or not I'm gonna sell it. So those of you who are watching this video on YouTube, you're the first ones to know that this is possibly going to be coming on the market soon. And if anybody wants to, they can go to SubaruForester.org, look up the username Razaron, and you can see the build journal. You can see pretty much everything I've done to this car, everything that's still on this car, and at the very bottom of my first page in that journal, you'll kind of see exactly how much it cost to make your own Subaru Forester STI. So it is not a cheap endeavor, so I can understand why when I went on to Auto Trader to see the other examples out there, and they're not even STI conversions that are, you know, going for, you know, right around 19. I actually saw one that was a beautiful actual STI conversion with only 54,000 miles on it, going for 25. And yeah, and it's out on the West Coast, so chances are that company will get what they're looking for or something very close to it. Well, anyway, there you go. It's time for me to go get it clean. Thank you for watching, and if anything, subscribe, and I'll keep everybody informed on what I'm planning on doing. Thanks.